Hello. Hello, hello. Let me see if I've got all this set up correctly. This is my first time streaming on YouTube and my first time using OBS, so we will see how things go here. I guess I should unplug this. Maybe. No, I'll just use this. Ooh. Okay, so today I just wanted to go through and get some footage for a new video that I'm going to make, and I figured that an easy way to do that would be just to go in and start a new game and kind of just hang out while we do it. So hope everyone's having a good day. Did the game did the game crash already? That would be wild. Oh my god. Oh, I clicked. Oh boy. Okay. No, we're good. We're good. Skyrim moment. Yeah, for real. I think really quick we want to make sure that the HUD is turned off. Cool. How long has it been since you played Skyrim? Like a full playthrough, probably. It's probably been a while. I'd say about 3 years since I did like a legitimate playthrough of Skyrim. But I used to play it all the time. I have over over a month of playtime current in this game.
Awake. You were trying to cross the border, right? Walked right into that Imperial ambush, same as us. And that thief over there.
Damn you Stormcloaks. Skyrim was fine until you came along. Empire was nice and lazy. If they hadn't been looking for you, could have stolen that horse and been halfway to Hammerfell. You there, you and me, we shouldn't be here. It's these Stormcloaks the Empire wants.
We're all brothers and sisters in binds now, thief.
Shut up back there.
What's wrong with him, huh?
Watch your tongue. You're speaking to Ulfric Stormcloak, the true High King.
Can't put this damn game down.
Ulfric?
That's fair.
The Jarl of Windhelm?
I mean, it's a very good game. I also want to say that carriage driver is so real for just telling them to shut up.
Where are they taking us?
I don't know where we're going. But
Sovngarde awaits.
No, this can't be happening. This isn't happening.
Can't beat Skyrim coziness. It is a very good comfort game.
From horse thief.
Why do you care?
A Nord's last thoughts should be of home.
Rorikstead. I'm from Rorikstead.
General Tullius, sir.
I do love the scale of all the cities in this game being like, he's like, I'm from Rorikstead, and there's like 2 houses in Rorikstead.
Sure. Mom, Debella, Kinnereth, Akatosh.
You were hesitant about starting a new
Vines,
Skyrim playthrough
please
yesterday.
help me.
After so many years, this is much better. Yeah. At least we can all do it together. Also, what's up with those two? I don't think I've ever noticed those 2 women just like walking back there right next to this Imperial
Damn elves.
convoy.
I bet they had something
It's
to
kind
do
of
with
bizarre.
this.
There's Tullius and Elenwyn and the Thalmor back there. So beautiful and fleshed out. The NPCs are great too. There's a lot of good NPCs in this game. I do think Elder Scrolls Oblivion has my favorite NPCs though. There's a lot of memorable, fun NPCs in that game.
Funny. When I was a boy, Imperial walls.
Played the
towers
Nova's Ascension mod for
used to make
Skyrim a few
face.
months back. Was fun, but it takes 400 gigabytes to run. Oh my god. I play Skyrim vanilla because I had an Xbox for so long, so it's just that's what I played it on, and I don't know. Even the Skyrim Anniversary Edition tripped me up with all the new stuff that they added. I didn't like it.
Why are we stopping?
It's like my cozy
Why do you
Skyrim
think
is the Skyrim that I
end of
know
the
without
line?
any mods. Which I know is a minority opinion.
Let's go. Shouldn't keep the gods waiting for us.
The lip syncing in this game is actually pretty good still.
Face your death with some courage, thief.
You've got to tell them we weren't with you. This is a mistake.
Step towards the block when we call your name. One at a time.
Empire loves their damn lists.
Ulfric Stormcloak, Jarl of Windhelm.
I am gonna go here really quick. I hope this doesn't goof up the stream, but I do want to change, the name should be Gathering Footage, not Gather Footage. Okay, hop on back.
It has been an honor, Jarl Ulfric.
Like the Anniversary Edition, but the random lore-friendly
Dareloth
power
of
crept items
Riverwood.
is kind of eh. That was, so my big thing with the Creation Club stuff is
No care
I
of
don't know if any of
Rorikstead.
it's canon or not.
No,
It
I'm
seems
not
like
a rebel.
the
You can't
the
do
people
this.
at UESP tend to
You're gonna
log it
kill
as
these
canon,
Watchers!
but we've never gotten an official statement from
Anyone else
Bethesda
feel like running?
if the Creation Club content is canon. So
there.
the fact that they
Step
just
forward.
added like a whole bunch of weird stuff, like Umbra being in some random
Who
ruin
are
in this
you?
game, and the Mythic Dawn making a comeback in a random cave, the masks of the Tribunal being randomly added in the game, all kind of just weird stuff that I would like to have a definitive answer on, if it's canon or not. I don't know if I want to be Argonian gang. I guess it doesn't really matter. Plays a red guard. No, actually, I'll play as a wood elf. Um, Goldbrand and Umbra at random crypts threw me off. Yeah, and they also added like the Staff of Worms in a random dungeon too. It's just like a whole lot of stuff is odd that they put in. Oh, he's got to make my characters massive. You're gonna suggest Bosmer? Nice. Yeah, I do really like the Bosmer. I wish that they had a little bit more going on in their lore. I don't know if anyone else used to do this, but or still does it, but whenever I would play, I would give my characters all this tattoo, and I'd kind of pretend like they were all a family or like um, an adventuring party or something like that, and I'd always do the red paint like that. The massive fucking femur used to string the dragonbone crossbow is hilarious. Yeah. I wish there was a randomize button. I don't really care what this guy looks like, but I like to make him look kind of cool. I do think people don't give this game enough credit for, like, Oblivion gets a lot of shit for the faces being really weird. You could make a pretty messed up looking Skyrim character if you wanted to. But, you know, Oblivion definitely takes the cake for the weird ass faces. Bosmer lore is probably the most fascinating to me. Wish there was more to it. Yeah, yeah, no, it's totally cool. Like the Wild Hunt is such an interesting idea, um, but it doesn't seem like a whole lot of it's gotten extrapolated on recently. Um, the hair options aren't great. Why they included this as an option, I will never know. I don't know. We'll just go with that. You know what I don't like is in D&D, elves don't have beards. I believe, anyway. That's what I've been told. Is that elves can't grow beards. Okay, this guy will be, yeah, that's a fine character. Bovold. Let's just be Bovold. There we go.
Not many wood elves would choose to come alone to Skyrim. Captain, what should we do? He's not on the list.
Forget the list. He goes to the block.
By your orders, Captain. I'm sorry. We'll make sure he remains returned to Valenwood. Follow the captain, prisoner.
This Imperial captain, I think, has done more damage to the Imperials as a faction, like, in the community than anything else in the game. The fact that she just straight up wants to execute you.
Ulfric Stormcloak. Some here in Helgen call you a hero, but a hero doesn't use a power like the voice to murder his king and usurp his throne. You started this war, plunged Skyrim into chaos, and now the Empire is going to put you down and restore the peace.
What was that?
Oh, okay, hold up. If the game has sounded weird, that's because I have like all my audio down, because I was recording a voice line for the Thalmor video. So I thought the game sounded weird, but when I didn't hear the dragon and everyone looked up, I realized something was a little bit wrong. Okay, this is probably, I don't know, this is probably fine. Oops.
Nothing. Carry on.
Yes, General Tullius. Give them their last rites.
As we commend your souls to Aetherius, blessings of the 8 divines upon
For
you.
the love of Talos, shut up
Soul
and let's get this
earth
over.
learn our
As you wish.
Come on! I haven't got all morning. My ancestors are smiling at me, Imperials. Can you say the same?
Yikes.
You Imperial bastards!
Justice!
death to the Stormcloaks.
As fearless in death as he was in life.
Next, the Wood Elf.
Chop chop. Really, the fact that they just
I
they
said,
don't take his
next,
head out of the box,
prisoner.
I will never
Block prisoner.
I'll never
Eyes and
understand why Bethesda didn't. Well, I know why they didn't, because they don't know how to make characters move bodies, but they should have had somebody drag that body out of the way. Iconic chop sound effect. Yeah, it's very good.
What in oblivion is that?
Sentries, what do you see?
It's in the clouds!
Okay, I'm gonna warn you guys. I don't think I can stop this. YouTube's telling me that there's gonna be ads that are gonna run in like 5 seconds. So, any ideas or specific paths going through the playthrough? I'll let you know in 1 second. Okay. We're gonna run through here.
Could the legends be true?
Legends don't burn down villages.
We're all doing down here. I don't think I've legitimately looked at this intro in like years. Just run past everything.
You're not stopping us this time. Fine, I hope that dragon takes you all to Sovngarde. You, come on, into the keep.
Okay, I'm gonna let you guys choose. I'd assume the ads are done by now. I'm gonna let you guys choose. Are we going with Dareloth or Hadvar? You can just wait here.
What in the 8 divines is this thing?
Never heard that line.
The barracks is through here!
Oh, actually never seen this. I've got 1 vote for Dareloth.
Come on, we need to
Stormcloaks, yeah? Okay, I got some Stormcloak supporters here in the chat today. Alrighty.
We'll meet again in Sodengard, brother. Looks like we're the only ones who made it. That thing was a dragon, no doubt. Just like the children's stories and the legends. The harbingers of the end times. We better get moving.
Agreed.
Come here. Let me see if I can get those bindings off.
Okay, check this animation out.
There you go.
You can see you don't have any binds on, but if you're quick enough to go into third person, there's a unique animation there. Dollar Store Rika, look at that.
Get that armor.
I do really like Leggett Rika. I think she's one of the best written characters that Bethesda's come up with in a long time.
And get that axe a few swings. I'm going to see if I can find some way out of here. Ah, this one's locked.
But yeah, we're gonna kill the Dollar Store Rika. Do you guys have a favorite weapon in Skyrim? Or a favorite weapon type? Like, do you guys like axes, daggers, greatswords?
Come on, soldiers! Keep moving!
Cover.
Here we go again. Just start early on this guy. Okay.
Do your worst. You bet.
Really like the swords, one-handed and two-handed. Yeah, I would have to agree. Swords are probably the best. There's a way to auto-equip stuff, right? Okay, I don't ever play on PC, so I know how to auto-equip on console with a controller, but just figure it out together. Really wish they did more with axes. There's like, what, 2 unique war axes? Yeah, the the axes are really bad. I think the maces are pretty bad too. Although the last time that I was live on Twitch, we were talking about maces, and I do think that maces are so funny that they're just like, specifically the Stalrim mace is so funny. It's just a block of ice that you slap people with. Yeah, no, I'm a big sword person though. I think swords are cool. They're also just like probably statistically the best because they have a good mix of DPS. Okay, take all. Hold on 1 second. And okay, we're back. I'll just take that. I think that's all the potions in here.
Done. Let's get moving.
Better killing animations, I feel like. Yeah, that too. There's some animation with the war axe that I think is really cool. Or not the war axe, the warhammer, where you take the shaft of the warhammer and you put it around the back of their neck and then you like headbutt them or something. It's very vicious.
Oh well. Was Jarl with you?
No, I haven't seen him
Bilkis
since
with
the
Giants
dragon
Club
showed
enters the chat.
Wait a second. Looks like there's
this.
something in this cage.
Then there's the shield back here. I don't know about you guys. I love the block skill in this game. I think it's great. Specifically the level 100 skill with it is so funny.
We get out. Grab anything you...
Okay. Mouse and then W to rotate the lock on this. That animation always makes me laugh. You can't take it seriously. Yeah, it's hilarious. I love it. Gotta put the hood on, of course. My buddy, like when this game came out like 12 years ago, I remember trying to explain the lockpicking to him and he just did not mentally grasp it. He could not do it. Hey, just wanted to tell you how much I enjoy your lore videos. The attention to detail and the way you summarize events are great. Looking forward to the next one. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. It's always nice to hear positive feedback on those because they do take a while. So that's actually why we're doing this stream right now, so that way I can gather some footage for the next lore video. I've got a few Elder Scrolls ones planned out right now. I was gonna do an opinion piece also, just on like some stuff throughout the community and the games. I thought doing like an NPC ranking type list would be kind of fun as well. And then I've got an Elden Ring video planned, so I've got stuff coming down the pipeline that should be fun. But again, they do take quite a while. Definitely have to get the flame spell ready. Nice. So, has everybody here played both sides of the Civil War? Like, have you guys done an Imperial playthrough and a Stormcloak playthrough? Because I've found that a lot of people just have done one side before. And I've done so many playthroughs of this game. Sometimes you just gotta spice it up, you know? GG on how well the Elden Ring video went, by the way. Yeah, thank you. That video went insane. I don't know. It was in like the first 24 hours, I think. It got 29,000 views, which is wild. I think the Thalmor one's at about 10,000 right now, which, I mean, hey, I'll take it. I'll take 100 views, but it was insane to see see how quickly that blew up. I feel like being a Bosmer archer is so basic, but it might be what I do. At least for the spider room. Trying to aim without a crosshair. We're close. Boom. Boom. Nice. Double nice. Okay, cool. Not much of a chatter, but I second that. The lore videos are great. Earned a sub with the Thalmor video, the first one you saw. Well, thank you. Welcome to the channel. Appreciate the chat. Appreciate the view. I appreciate the subscription. Yeah, I've seen like a lot of mixed comments on the Thalmor video, specifically with how I treated the racism in the Elder Scrolls. Like, I'm all for having a good laugh at some fantasy racism for sure, but it's also important. It's a good skill to learn, you know, to have some nuance in writing. So I saw somebody say something like, "Why is he taking this so seriously? It's a video game." But like, if I had written a video game like Skyrim, I'd want people to take it seriously, at least parts of it, you know. So I don't know. Just found it to be kind of interesting, all the different viewpoints that I've seen from people. We do not want to play survival mode. And I think we are just going to... Maybe I'll make a hard save here. We are going to abandon Dareloth. We're going to go off on our own for a little bit. So I am going to be doing the main quest. That's where I want to get the footage from. The first priority is going to be to go and find the Greybeards. So we're gonna do Bleak Falls Barrow and then kill the first dragon, hike up the 7,000 steps, and yeah, that should be the plan. Excuse me. I also love that you can bash people with the bow in this game. Although I do miss the blocking with bows from Oblivion. That was always fun.
Let's see what you
bastard!
One of these guys has the... Oh, I should get that steel sword. One of these guys has that note on him. Nice. Don't know where his body went. There he is. Ooh, the hunting bow. Okay. Got a lot of shit on me right now. I'm beginning to realize. I don't think I want to use heavy armor this playthrough, so we'll just sell all this stuff. Or most of this stuff. Imperial armor is better, so we'll wear that. And we gotta pick up on plates. If anyone doesn't know, wooden plates, probably the most important item you can have in Skyrim. This will level up our one-handed. Nice. Oh, he's not dead? Come here. Come here. Alright, I'm not going to waste any more arrows. I'm thinking I might use a crossbow this playthrough. Crossbows are a lot of fun. Using it as a main weapon, though, is a little bit difficult. Just because of the reload speed. Yeah, we'll go with the thief. The whole racism thing the Thalmor video touched on reminded me of those Dareloth AI voices. Yeah, those are super funny. I love those. It's like Dareloth, what is it? Dareloth rates the Elder Scrolls races, and I forget what he says. He's like, the Dunmer are the superior people of Morrowind. Or of Tamriel, and you may think I'm biased, because I am. That exact one, yeah. Oh, these wolves are already dead. Oh, that's kind of cute. Look at that. That's so weird. Maybe Dareloth already came through. Best video the entire meme produced. Yeah, no, that one's great. That guy's channel really blew up there for like a month. That's what AI should be used for, Daddy Dagoth memes. Exactly, that's a proper use of AI. I used AI voices for 2 of my lore videos just to have some of the dialogue read as some of the characters that were writing them. But I decided to stop doing that. I can just read it myself and do a voice myself. Okay, I'm gonna sell this stuff to the general goods store. I forget what this store is called. I like never go in here. Sometimes I have the Golden Claw quest in my quest log for the entire game.
What? What is it now, Mother?
The only general goods store I care about is Bellathor's.
I said no. No one. I don't know what you. Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures.
Okay, don't need that. Don't need that.
Damn. Eves.
Has anybody experimented with the fishing much that they added? Because I was kind of excited for that, because I love fishing in Minecraft, and then it was kind of boring. we shoot this thing down. Oh, so close. Oh wait, I hit it. I actually got it. Yeah, it's right there. Does this make anyone else want to start their own new game? Oh, their own new save on Skyrim. Am I the only weirdo that does that as I watch others stream? No, I've done that before. I'm actually trying to get all the achievements in Dark Souls 1 right now, so I've had this guy's guide pulled up on the side as I play, and it's been kind of fun. Although he does talk very fast for what I'm trying to do, and he speeds up his footage, so sometimes I have to pause his video. I feel like having a bow is such a good weapon for people who like have played the game a lot, because like that guy right there, I know he's going to be there and I can just hit him if I'm accurate enough. There we go. Stream is on your second monitor. Playing Resident Evil 4 Remake. Hell yeah. It's great to have something on when you're playing your own game, honestly. And it's kind of like the reverse for me, because as I'm playing this, I have you guys on my second monitor. That. That. Make a hard save here. Basically what I'm doing is going through and I'm trying to mark locations as saves. That way I can use them later for footage. I don't know why this this stream chat is not updating that well for me. Oh shit, where'd it go? There it is. Hey man, nice to catch you playing the good old Skyrim. Wish I was an adventurer too, but yeah. ...
Time to die.
I still have flames in my hand. Yeah. Let's do that. Recently discovered your channel. Would love to see you do a video on the 8 towers. Yeah, I would love to do a video on them as well. I do need to learn more about the tower theory. Like, I know basically what it is. That the idea is that the Thalmor are trying to deconstruct the towers in order to ascend themselves into Aetherius. But I need to do a lot more research on that specifically. Ban whoever finishes that sentence. Yeah, I need to do a lot more research on it to get a more thorough understanding of it. But I think it could be a lot of fun to research. There's a lot of cool fan theories. Camelworks has one of my favorite fan theories ever, which is the Rorikstead is sacrificing their women to the gods. One. You dead? Oops. Doing some research yourself. Super cool. Yeah, I believe it. There's a lot of super interesting stuff hidden in the out of lore statements. Unfortunately, a lot of that stuff can't be considered canon, at least for me, because I don't know, if we could just have a developer come out and be like, yeah, you should take this as canon. I'd be like, oh, great, cool. That video on Mankar Cameron was very good. Thank you. I really liked doing that, more of a metaphysical analysis of his work and like a philosophical deconstruction. Interesting to see how he appears as an Aldmer. Yeah, yeah. He's one of the more interesting characters that they've had recently. Because Skyrim is kind of devoid of a lot of that that intrigue that the Mythic Dawn brings. Mythic Dawn, I think, is a super interesting organization, because they're very foundational to like the. Well, I guess they're very tied to the foundational lore. I always kill this guy, by the way. Get more XP. But yeah, they're very like tied to the actual lore of the foundation of the universe. So, what about a video about Kirkbride's strange lore editions? I think it could be fun. Yeah, I've actually got that. So I've got a whole list of ideas for future videos, and I've got a video called Kirkbride's Genius. But I was also thinking about calling it Kirkbride's Madness. Snake, dolphin. I know this is a whale, but as a kid I used to call it a dolphin, so it's snake, dolphin in my head. But yeah, like, the trial of Vivek is one thing that I wish we knew more about. Like, I wish we could call that actually, canon or not, you know? Is Kirkbride Uncle Sheo? You know, I've talked about this with some of my friends. I would love for Sheogorath to appear as a female in the next game. I think that'd be so funny. Because like the Daedra can change their forms, and I just feel like that would make a lot of people mad. You like Kirkbride's Madness? Yeah, Kirkbride's Madness probably fits it a little bit better. I'd also love to know what happened to Jigalag. That would be fun. Might not have any. Oh yeah, these guys drain stamina. Magic is low. Strange thought, but it's stated that the Mer are descended from the spirits who were trapped after being trapped on Nirn, and the Altmer say that they are the closest.
You, over here. It's coming loose. I can feel it.
Gotta kill this asshole. Okay, let me try to comprehend that. Oh, okay, there's a follow-up. Could it be that Mankar took that form because he used its true Nimic? You know, Nimics are such a strange phenomenon. Don't Mer believe men are too? Yes, so everybody is descended, I mean, from what I understand, everybody is descended from the Elnathe, the original spirits. But the men are the weakest forms, at least according to the Heart of the World from the Monomyth. The men are the weakest forms of the Elnathe, like the weakest descendants, whereas the Altmer consider themselves the closest to the Altmer, which were the people that fought alongside Auriel in the original casting down of Lorcan. Looks so good. What am I playing on? I have an Omen 25L. That's the PC that I have. It's actually not a very good PC, but I'm glad that it's coming through well. But it is definitely possible that Mankar could consider himself that way. I mean, if I can grow the channel large enough at some point, I would love to just find somebody in the Skyrim credits and like DM them on Twitter and to have like an interview with them, because I don't know, I think that'd be great to be able to talk to somebody about all this. Okay, we'll go here. Oops. Usually stealth into this room. You're of the theory Bethesda just made him Altmer so he wouldn't be tiny. The Altmer do look pretty unfortunate in oh, looks like I'm close to dying. Oh shit. That's the downside of playing with your HUD off, I guess. Oh, we're all the way back here. Oh, whatever. I actually don't need any footage from in here, so I can turn my HUD back on. See, I wish that I could go over here. There we are. Okay. There's so many characters from Skyrim, or just from the Elder Scrolls in general, that could be very interesting to see in Elder Scrolls 6 as well, because Mer can live longer, you know? So if they can transfer over like elves that didn't make it from Morrowind, that would be cool. Any from Oblivion would also be cool to see. But even outside of that, some of the men, and by men I mean, you know, members of the race of man, I think they should make an appearance in Elder Scrolls 6. So characters like if Ulfric doesn't at least get mentioned, I will be very, very upset. Is this guy not taking damage? No. But yeah, like, he needs to be in the game. Or not in the game, but he needs to be mentioned in the game. Like, they need to give us an actual conclusion for the Civil War. Love to see some more stuff about the Nerevarine. Yeah, me too. It ended very inconclusively. Like the fact that he just goes off to God knows where. When do you guys think it's going to be ready? Oh god. I've been saying 2026 for a while, but that doesn't seem likely at this point. Especially when you consider that Starfield was supposed to come out in 2021, and then they delayed it, I think, 2 or 3 times. So, I think whatever Bethesda says, whatever date they set, just don't trust it. Goes to Akavir, would love to know what he's up to. Did you guys know the original idea for Elder Scrolls V is going to be that Uriel Septim V comes back from Akavir with an army of like dragons, and then we're dealing with that. We'll upgrade health. Just don't trust Bethesda. Yeah. It's a good rule of thumb.
Get me out of here. Over here. It's coming loose.
Love to see some of Akavir, but would prefer to explore the rest of Tamriel first. That's understandable. I think, like, the thing that upsets me is that it looks like it's going to be another human province. And that'll be our 3rd human game in a row. Cyrodiil, then Skyrim, then I think it's Hammerfell. I don't really want to see Hammerfell and High Rock. I think they'd be better off focusing on just one. Plus we already have a game in the series that's Hammerfell and High Rock, so I think solo focusing on Hammerfell is the best thing they could do, because Hammerfell's got the most going on. They're the ones that withdrew from the Empire, and they're the ones currently kind of dealing with the Thalmor War. We don't really know a whole lot about what's going on in High Rock, other than I think like 100 years before Skyrim, they teamed up with the Redguards of Hammerfell to just invade the orcs for no reason. But we don't really know a whole lot about what's going on in High Rock from what I understand. And I find it far less interesting than Hammerfell as a whole. Give me one moment. For some reason my chat keeps on like goofing up and I can't see what the most recent thing said is. But I don't want to die in this room again, so I'm going to kill this guy. Okay. Give me a second. I'm going to see if I can pull up the stream on my phone or something. Okay. No, this is very hard to see on my phone. Hold up. I'll just go over here. Was really hoping Valenwood would be the next one. I had been pushing for Valenwood since I was 13. Very excited for Hammerfell, but rip no elves. Give me a second. I'm gonna catch up on chat after this guy dies. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, I know what's going on. It's when I it's when I roll my mouse wheel, it goofs up the chat when I keep going into third person. But it looks like we're fine now. Okay, might be a hot take, but I feel like some of the lore should remain a mystery, such as Akavir and the disappearance of the Dwemer. I think that there's an interesting idea. I think you're actually in the majority on that one. I think most people, the sentiment that I've heard about the Dwemer is that if we found out what happened, it would ruin the mystery. And I kind of disagree. I think that there's something interesting that could be told with the Dwemer's return. Like, we just don't know what that is, you know? So it really all comes down to Bethesda's writing ability to make a compelling story, which has kind of been in decline as of late. Yeah, I am very excited for Hammerfell as well, but I would love to see an elven culture tackled again. And isn't the last tower in High Rock? I think so. So they have the Adamantine Tower, which is where the original Council of Gods convened to punish Thorkin. And I don't think that that tower has fallen yet. We can pretty conclusively tell what happened to the Dwemer. I mean, we know that they disappeared, right? But we don't know what happened to them. And specifically, in this game, there's a quest that I think a lot of people haven't played in the College of Winterhold, where you can assist Arniel Gain, is his name, in figuring out what happened to the Dwemer. He figures out like how to access the realm that they're in by slapping a soul gem with keening. It's very, very weird. They disappear to somewhere in Oblivion. What's the going theory? The going theory is that they, yeah, so like what Nestor said, the going theory is that they ascended to a higher plane of some sort. But it's also odd because we can see ghosts of the Dwemer in Morrowind, so it's like, are those ghosts the people that ascended, or are they just like ghosts that died sometime during the first era, and they still are haunting this place 3 eras later, or 2 eras later? So that's a little inconclusive. Mage's Guild in Morrowind has a quest where you figure out what happened. I thought that quest was just like a BS quest. I have never beaten the Mage's Guild in Morrowind. I've gotten fairly far, but I've never beaten it. I thought the Archmage gives you that quest just to give you like some nonsense to do, because he's like a phony. Speaking of Winterhold and Elder Scrolls 6, I really hope we get to see Velix Sane in the next game, considering the Abyssian is right next to Hammerfell. I love Velix Sane. I think it's a very cool, small part of the lore. The Pirate King is a villain, even a minor one. Yeah, okay, so this is a good talking point about Elder Scrolls games too. We need more boss fights, and we need gameplay that can actually translate to boss fights better, because, I mean, I love Skyrim. I love all the Elder Scrolls games, but their combat is very, I mean, what I'm doing right now is kind of a point and click adventure, right? just kind of have a weapon, you swing it. So if they could make a better combat system and like more boss fights, that would be great. Hit until dead, yeah. And there's plenty of fantasy games that do, you know, combat better than this. The Witcher has great combat. FromSoft games obviously have great combat. But like, there's a few boss fights in this game that are just, I think they're just horrible. Like, the Alduin fights are awful. He's just a regular dragon while there's meteors flying. It's kind of boring. And the final one sucks. Really hope that there will be greater battles in the next Elder Scrolls game. More NPCs at the same time, for example, but also more control about a small army, perhaps for certain quests. You know, Assassin's Creed Revelations had a really fun system where, like, so you controlled the Brotherhood in Constantinople, or I guess Istanbul at that time, but yeah, you controlled like these little invasions, and you could command where your assassins would show up on the rooftops, and I always loved that system. I thought it was really fun. So having you be like a commander of some sort and being able to place troops would be kind of cool. Always wished Alduin devoured the Dragonborn that you had to shout yourself out. That's so fucking cool. That's such a cool idea. Just like burst out of his chest like the xenomorph from Alien. I love that. That's so funny. Miraak and Harkon make up for it somewhat. Miraak is definitely the best boss fight in the game. I think that Harkon's boss fight is a little weird, just because he's got all those vampire powers, and he tends to just like go invulnerable and then fly to spots you can't hit him with the bow. What's your favorite mini boss, like the Dragon Priests or? Yeah, there's not so many mini bosses. Not a whole lot to choose from. Mercer Frey's kind of a good fight. I like that he can go invisible. The boss arena is kind of cool too. Wish dragons used more shouts than just fire and ice breath. Yeah, it'd be fun if they had more options available. Harkon in a bigger space might have been beneficial. His fight is very cramped, yeah. Have you read all the accounts for the battle at Red Mountain in Morrowind? It's weird as they all have evidence to support them about what happened to the Dwemer. I have not. I don't think I've read all of them. Maybe I have, but I know that there's the note that... I guess more what I'm thinking of right now is the notes on the Tribunal's apotheosis, because there's differing viewpoints in that realm as well. I've already looked at this chest. So I've got a pretty good understanding of what happened to the Tribunal that day, but I guess not so much the Dwemer, if there's that many viewpoints. Siege on Volkihor would have been much better if he fought vampires in their horde form. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of the stuff that Skyrim does, like, could have been done better. I think we can all agree. But also, Bethesda's their own worst villain here, because, like, they've re-released Skyrim like so many times, and in an age where we have games like Baldur's Gate 3, even The Witcher 3 from years ago. You know, we've got games like RPGs in this genre that are done so much more competently now, but they keep re-releasing Skyrim, which makes us talk about Skyrim again, and then we're like, oh man, these battles suck. But like, you know, 12 years ago, those battles were pretty cool. Some of them, anyway. Okay, I need to stop going into third person. Have you read all the accounts for the or no, I just read that. Some of them state they turn to ash, and you can't find that in the ruins underneath the Tribunal. Interesting. What about favorite faction? Oh, my favorite faction? just in general, or in Skyrim specifically? Every time Todd Howard receives productive criticism, he becomes stronger. That's my goal, is to make him stronger. That way he can make better games. Oh, I do need to talk to Girder. Forgot about that. If Todd is not going to outsource his games to any other third party or anything like that, I need to do my best to make sure that he knows what he's done wrong. I can only hope he uses the power for good. You know, so far he hasn't used many of his powers for good, so we'll just have to see. In just Skyrim. My favorite faction in just Skyrim is probably the Thieves Guild. I mean, I kind of based my whole channel off the Thieves Guild, but I think they're the most fun and the most well fleshed out. They've got like all those extra side quests that you can do, and then you can do the final quest to restore the guild to its former glory, which the Dark Brotherhood also kind of has, which is kind of neat. I think the worst faction is the Companions. I think they're not very well done. There's not like a whole large sense of progression in the Companions. So, for instance, you join, they make you become a furry, and then some guy you've never heard of named Skjor dies, and then like 3 quests later, you're the Harbinger. It's a very bizarre quest line. I don't know why they did it that way. So that one's my least favorite. I think the College of Winterhold gets a lot of crap because there are some quests that do just suck, but overall I think it's far more interesting. Would love to know what you think is canon story for Skyrim, the Civil War outcome, etc. Like did the Dragonborn actually kill the Emperor? So here's my take on. Here, let me talk to Girder, and then I'll give you my take on the lore in that sense.
Here's the key to the house.
Because I have a very hard time talking and reading at the same time.
We need to get word to Jarl Balgruuf in Whiterun to send whatever troops he can. If you'll do that for me, I'll be in your debt.
I think the Vigilance get extremely underused in Skyrim as it is. Yeah, totally. The Vigilance could have been way cooler. Okay, so yeah, what I typically take to be the canon outcome of events is that the main factions, like, let's look here in the, how do I open it on here? Here. So if we look in our general stat book, we have our quest log, and here we have quests completed overall, which we're not going to look at, and then miscellaneous objectives, we don't care about that. Main quests happened. Side quests happened. The Companions happened, the College happened, Thieves Guild happened, Dark Brotherhood happened, Civil War, Daedric, and then eventually we'll get into the DLC quest lines as well. All of this happened. But I don't support the idea that it was all one person who did all this, because just flatly, I kind of think that's stupid. So what I think happened is that the Dragonborn in this instance completed the main quest, completed the Civil War, completed the Dawnguard, and completed the Dragonborn DLC. Those are the 4 confirmed things that we know about. As far as who was the arbiter of, you know, killing like the Emperor, it could just be some character that somebody made. That's kind of where I take that. All of the side factions, I typically don't associate with the main character, but it could be. I just don't think that having one person be the Grey Fox, the Listener, the Archmage, and what am I missing? And the Master of the Fighters Guild. I think that those are all probably separate entities. Joining the Inner Circle after 2 actual quests and 2 Forced Radiant quests of beating up the guy at the Drunken Huntsman. Yeah. I don't know why they do that. W take. I'm glad that you guys agree. Yeah, so like I said at the beginning of this, Would be strange to be able to sell one's soul to all 16 Daedric princes. Yeah, that too. And I mean, in the case of Oblivion, we do know that canonically there was one Daedric artifact that was sacrificed, so it's not like a total blank spot in the lore, I guess, because you can join any of the Daedric princes at that point, but you're not like pledging your soul to them. In that game, you're more just doing side quests. Dragonborn's afterlife is going to be messy. I would love to see a boss fight with the Dragonborn, with the last Dragonborn in the next game. Like you go into Apocrypha and try to steal some stuff from Hermaeus Mora, and then you see the last Dragonborn there. You have to like fight him. Could be very cool. I mean, I know that a lot of people, they like their coda to be intact, but I think it'd be fun to include legacy characters like that. Fire idea, thank you, thank you. Spend a lot of time thinking about this game. Sorry for the million questions. No, it's okay. Persuade him.
But we'll be keeping an eye on you.
The Vigilants of Stendar are the group of people that are responsible for... They're kind of like this group that was formed. They're like a paladin order almost, and their idea is to stop Daedra worship and like purge undead and whatnot. Stendar's the god of mercy, so the Vigilants of Stendar are kind of like...
We'll pay whatever
they're like a pretty good group,
we must have
you know.
more swords for the Imperial soldiers.
I just can't fill an order that size on my own.
The mortal quest with the necromancer always bugged me. Oh, I'm trying to think of that. Phalion in Morthal. Yeah, he says that he's met the Dwemer. No, you're good. I knew who you were talking about. Yeah, there's a really funny animation that somebody made. Or maybe not funny, but kind of disturbing, actually, animation that somebody made about Phalion talking about that. Like a custody battle protecting the Twilight Sepulchre every other weekend and going to the Hall of Valor like Christmas Mass. Yeah.
What's the meaning of this interruption?
How the fuck could he meet the Dwemer? I mean, that goes back to the question of we don't know what happened to the Dwemer, right? We have no clue. We just know that they're gone now, but they could be in some other plane. They could be in Aetherius. I think it'd be funny if they, like, this whole time were just amassing power.
So, you were at Helgen. You saw this dragon with your own eyes?
Hear me out, you could import your Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim characters that somehow team up in Elder Scrolls 6. That'd be wild. I know people often try to...
was right.
Oh, oops.
What do you say now?
People often try to associate their former Elder Scrolls characters together in like one conjoined family.
My lord,
like some people will only play Dunmer or something, and then they're like, yeah, the character in Oblivion is actually the Nerevarine son. Which most people don't realize Oblivion takes place like 6 years after after the events of Morrowind.
While the dragon burns my hold and slaughters my people.
Vigilance rising up due to the Oblivion crisis, getting stationed near Dawnstar, and having zero conflict with Silas in the Mythic Dawn Museum is wild to me. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that it seems like it got cut from this game.
There is an... Come, let's go find Farengar, my court wizard. He's been looking into a matter related to these...
The Mythic Dawn Museum is so cool. It is unfortunate that it's just like a shack. Here. Oops.
Farengar, I think I found someone who can help you with
I
your
love Jarl Balgruuf.
dragon project.
He's a good character.
Go ahead and fill him in with all the details.
So the Jarl thinks you can be of use to me.
Trying to reach that
Yes,
11-11-11 deadline.
Well,
They really
when
need
I
to
say
stop
fetch,
with that shit.
I really mean straight to the point. Go to Bleak Falls Barrow. Find this. The Dragon Stone of Bleak Falls. That.
Sometimes I feel like the ending of Skyrim is a bit lackluster compared to the previous games. The ending is so bad. Oh my god. It's horrible. It doesn't even feel like you beat the game.
Farengar, you need to come at once.
Like, we got a cutscene for
You should come too.
for Oblivion. We had a cutscene for the intro that was masterfully done. And then we had a cutscene for the ending where Martin Septim talks to you. And Skyrim, we get an in-game cutscene with the cart, but we don't really get anything to conclude the game.
Father says I'm too young to train with the sword, so I practice with my fist.
So, Dareloth tells me you came from the Western Watchtower?
Yes, my lord. Tell him what you told me about the dragon.
Oh, that's right. We saw it coming from the south. It was fast. Faster than anything I've ever seen.
What did it do? Is it attacking the
I love how this this soldier over here comes specifically to talk to him about a dragon. And Dareloth is like, talk about the dragon. He goes, oh, that's right. Like, bro, that's why you're here.
Good work, son. We'll take it from here.
Father says I'm too young to train with the sword,
Rest.
so I practice with my fist.
Do you watch/enjoy Patrician TV retrospectives on TES? I have actively never watched those videos. I don't know what specifically he goes over, but they seem way too long to be going over anything like that I don't particularly already know. And I don't know. I've heard that he's
come along. I would very much like to.
some of his takes are not good.
No.
Gonna bounce, but have fun with the rest of your stream. Recently found your channel, and you're the most grounded TES lore tuber I've seen. Keep it up. Thank you. I try to remain grounded, so I appreciate that.
One last thing, Dareloth. This isn't a death or glory mission.
He goes over everything pretty much.
Know what we're dealing with.
Don't worry, my lord. I'm the very soul of caution.
I like to think that if all events take place in Skyrim, i.e. the Emperor being killed, that the Dragonborn becomes the new Emperor or something like that. That could be... hey, if they wrote that into lore, I mean, that could be kind of interesting. Honestly. Oh, oops, I went out the wrong door. Yeah, that could be kind of interesting, but I don't think Bethesda would have the courage to do something like that. They're very particular with their characters from previous games, you know. One series that I love that I'm beginning to realize like not a whole lot of people have played, the Pillars of Eternity games are fantastic fantasy games, I think. Very like grounded, kind of real feeling world. And they have a lot to say like philosophically about a lot of different topics, like religion, philosophy, warfare, kinds of like real issues. PoE are excellent. Yeah, aren't they? They're so good. But I wish that Bethesda would like take a note from I think I can just take this.
You can't take that.
Oh shit.
One of your new servants?
I think I could just take this. You can't take that. Sorry. Yeah, I think that Pillars of Eternity though is a great source for Bethesda to look at for their like upcoming games, because they've written a lot of like cool nuance into their story. And they actually, what they do in those games is when you start up a save file of Pillars 2, you can choose what events happened in Pillars 1. Like you get to create your own lore essentially for what your character did, or you can just upload your save file from Pillars 1 and play as the same character with those events. So they take into account what you did in that game. And if Bethesda really is like very particular about not wanting to step on people's toes, then they could just do that. They could just have you upload a save file, or you know,
Wait, I know you.
or choose to fill out a form at the beginning of the game, I guess.
I know your
They did make the hero of Kabachi Agorath. Yeah, that is cool. Bethesda should let us write the lore. We're better at making sense of it. I mean, yeah, that's kind of what I was saying with Pillars. Top 3 cards you hate the most in Legends, personally? Midnight Burial, Ayleid Guardians, probably Paarthurnax. They're probably my top 3. I have a lot of... Oh, Call Dragon's also up there. I have a lot of contempt for just that one combo, you know? Very poorly thought out. There's a lot of very tilting cards in Legends, though. I read somebody talking about Legends recently, and they were saying that it felt like most of the time when they lose a match, they didn't lose to a deck in particular. They just lost to bad RNG. And unfortunately, I'm starting to feel that the more that I play the game recently. I don't know what it is, but the past week of me playing Legends, like when I log on my phone while I'm taking a shit, I just run into some very toxic, annoying RNG-based decks. Oh, I gotta get my bow out. Nice. Damn. Okay, well, we'll leave that deer alone. He made it.
You can't hide from me. Where are you?
Guys? Okay.
No signs of any dragon right now.
Should save. Make a hard save here.
I know it looks bad. We've got to figure out what happened. And if that dragon is still skulking around somewhere. Spread out and look for survivors. We need to know what we're dealing with. Be careful!
Do I have any ideas on why we couldn't see shore when we go to Sovngarde? Isn't Soon the guy that we fist fight? Isn't that like supposed to be shore? I might have that messed up.
Rocky and Tor just got grabbed when they tried to make a run for it.
Dude, shout out to Rocky and Tor. These guys die at the beginning of every single playthrough. I played Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel a bit earlier this year, and it's a game of 20 different ways to kill your opponent on turn 1 with some obscene combo. Yeah, there's a friend of mine actually plays Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, and I installed it, and I did not fully understand how to play it. Thought Legends was a lot more straightforward. So I gave it up. At least Legends isn't that. Yeah, but there are like a lot of combos where you basically lost by turn 4. Like Invade is like if someone gets down the invasion party, you're essentially dead. Looping back to Patrician, I highly recommend you giving him a try since you also enjoy Testlore. His videos work with the audio only. I listen to them while playing Morrowind. Nice. Yeah, I've heard that a lot of people play him in the background and stuff. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. Hope to see you again. That is an obscene oversimplification of Master Duel. Yeah, I mean, I have no real opinion on it. I just played it and I did not understand it. Let's go healing and steel sword. Soon is a shield thane for sure and fought for him in the Elementate Wars. Okay, yeah. So then, I guess that guy was probably just standing in foreshore that day. Probably why we didn't see him. I knew there was some connection between the two. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is about as friendly to beginner players as the Dunmer to Argonians. Oh boy. That's so funny. I do love the little bit of lore in ESO, because the Ebonheart Pact is between the Dunmer, the Nords, and the Argonians, which doesn't really make that much sense because historically they've all kind of had problems with each other as a people. But the Telvanni, House Telvanni, specifically states like, we're not joining that shit. And they keep their Argonian slaves. There's like a whole quest line about freeing slaves in the tribunal, or not in the tribunal, in the Telvanni Sadrith Mora place in the DLC. Isn't he god of some trials and tribulations? Yeah, so there's a big distinction between different groups of people in Elder Scrolls, like how they interpret the gods. So the Nordic pantheon has some gods in there, like they call Kinnereth Kine, for instance. It's like the same deity, but it's worshipped in a different way, and kind of it kind of is a different entity, and it also isn't. I believe there's a theory where the Dragonborn is the incarnation of Shezzer/Shor, but I didn't look into it. I have looked into that. It would appear that so there's groups of people called Shezzerines, and those are people like Pelennor and Ysgramor. And there's a quest in Skyrim where the last Dragonborn is suggested to be Ysmir. So people have made the connection that the last Dragonborn is an incarnation of Shezzer.
Been told you're not allowed here. Turn around and go back the way you came.
We're causing no trouble. All we ask.
That's how I've always read it.
Are you feeling sick?
Wait, I know you.
It is pretty great that if you steal the Stone of Baron Zaya up there, you only get a $250 bounty. Like, I just straight up broke into the Jarl's house and stole his shit, and the guards are like, I know you. Isn't Shor the Nordic version of Lorcan? I believe so. But I guess it would make sense if we didn't see him then, because, like, Lorcan's kind of been cast down.
Good. You're finally here. The Jarl's been waiting for you.
So what happened at the watchtower? Was the dragon there? Dragonborn. So it's true. Masters of the dragon. If you read the Greybeards. Didn't you hear the thundering sound as you returned to Whiterun? That was the voice of the Greybeard.
Oh, okay. He was up the staircase. I was like, where is this motherfucker? I thought he was upstairs.
Not since Tiber Septim himself was summoned when he was still Talos of Atmora.
Rungar, calm yourself. What does any of this
Also, so
Mordor
interesting
have to do with our friend?
how many different interpretations of, like, Talos and Tiber Septim there are.
Of him being this, what, Dragonborn?
No nonsense. Why, you puffed up ignorant. These are our sacred traditions that go back to the founding of the First Empire.
I have read The Egg of Time, but I've forgotten it.
Wait, I know you.
What do these Greybeards want with him?
Perfect. Yeah, you'll have to remind me what The Egg of Time is fully about.
Whatever happened when you killed that dragon, it revealed something in you, and the Greybeards heard it. If they think you're Dragonborn, who are we to argue? You'd better get up to
I have read
High
more
Croft
Elder
or
Scrolls, like, in-game books,
no refusing
this year than I ever thought that I would.
Tremendous honor.
Because I have to read so many of them for the lore videos and stuff.
To climb the 7,000 steps again. I made the pilgrimage once. Did you know that? High Hrothgar is a
Audio's
very
bad,
peaceful
homie.
place. Very
See if we can fix it.
disconnected from the troubles of this world.
Is it better now?
I wonder that the Greybeards even know you've done. By my, I assign you. I'll also note we are on. No matter. Go to High Hrothgar. Learn what the Greybeards can teach you. Back to business, Proventus. We still have a city to defend.
The Jarl has appointed me. Lead the way.
Absurd that you can't cook good sweet rolls in the skeever hole of a city.
Okay, is the audio better? Okay, it's I can hear myself, so it seems like the audio is fixed.
Patron of the great clan Battleport.
Alfred.
I'm sure you know.
Please repeat, would love to hear. Okay, what were we talking about? Oh, the Egg of Time. I have read it, it's just been a long time ago. So I didn't really say anything too deep about it. Let's go back. Much better, good. Good, good, good. I did also say I've read a lot of Elder Scrolls books, like in-game books, lately, more than I ever thought that I would. Do you believe Akatosh / Auriel and Alduin are the same god, despite Alduin stating that he is Akatosh's creation and that one book in Test 5? Noticed a lot of people seem to have this opinion. I've always been of the opinion that they're separate entities, but so from what I understand is that Alduin is like the meant to represent the end of time, whereas Akatosh is the beginning of time. We want to go to Riften.
Time and back, and we'll be off.
But
if you've never been to Riften, be sure to visit the Blackfriar Meadery.
It's very interesting that the Nords... Alduin is in the Nordic pantheon, I believe. I don't think Skyrim does a great job at like representing the fact that that is a god that you're fighting in Skyrim, because he just appears like... I mean, he's scarier, sure, but he's a regular ass dragon at the end of the day, so... Definitely could have spiced him up a little bit.
To walk, eh? Well, you found the right place.
Hasn't been translated, but you can do a quest for Bagram or Yagram Bagarn but he doesn't tell you what it says. He says Kagranak's theories should die with him after giving him the Egg of Time. Okay, then no, I do not know about what's inside of that book, I guess. I knew the title, but I didn't know the contents of it. I do need to give Morrowind a replay. I have not played that game in quite a while. Some slur that's... Okay, I was trying to figure out what you meant. You're talking about Dragonrend? Oh my god. That is such a funny way to put that. The images inside are weird too. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. Love to see some plot line with something like a rebellion of the giants. That'd be cool. I would love to see some more stuff with the other, like, I don't know. In Pillars, they have a word for, like, the main races of that game. They call them the Kith. But then there's, like, the side races still. You know, like goblins or, like, giants. I don't know what we call them in Elder Scrolls particularly, but the other races that aren't, like, as civilized, I'd love to see more stuff with them. Like the Reeklings. How there's that one that can talk and he takes you to the meat hall. Get tired of you killing the mammoths and they get armored to smash the world. Yeah, I mean, there is a giant outside of that one orc camp, and he's, like, assaulting them for some reason. I feel like it's trying to tell us something through the depictions. The Egg of Time. I mean, I'm sure that it is trying to tell us something, but there are lots of pieces of lore I think that are just there to confuse you sometimes too. Specifically, a lot of the stuff that Kirkbride has written. I feel like he has, like, a fetish for saying confusing shit, and just watching us, like, try to figure it out. But thankfully, a lot of the stuff that he does have that is confusing is it's mostly out of lore statements. Oh. You get off of a horse. Okay. Yeah. Did he just resurrect a chicken? It says confusing things so they can steal the feedback. That's a funny idea. Like, use the community's ideas about what they interpret. I mean, the community does come up with super cool stuff. Playing Skyrim, Home of the Nords right now. IMO, they made a great job in representing the Reach. Give it a try one day if you return to play Morrowind. Is it like Skyrim is just imported into... I guess not imported, but, like, they made a zone in Morrowind that you can travel to that is Skyrim? So far, only the Reach has been released, but it's really good. Nice. I love the Reach. It's one of my favorite areas in this game. Not so big a fan of the snowy areas in Skyrim. I really like the Rift and the Reach. Probably my two favorite. Also Whiterun. Whiterun Hold is really nice. I did play, I don't know if anyone's played the Beyond Skyrim mods, but those are really good. Beyond Skyrim, Bruma. It's the one that I played. Really loved that mod. It does suck though that I don't know, it does suck that we have to kind of make our own content in the community now though. I wish that I wish that Bethesda would get better about releases. Hot take, I know. Community does make some bangers, though. They do. They do. I'm more interested in the lore at this point, though. Like, I've played Skyrim so many times. I mean, I'm having fun today playing, but, you know, this gameplay is 12 years old. I want to get some new lore. I don't need to play in this game for the rest of my life. Played it years ago, looking forward to play the remaining of it one day. Yeah, it was really good. Definitely, like, you can tell when something is made by a fan, when there's, like, a lot of work put into it, you know? A lot of attention to detail type stuff. Got a question, why everyone hates the Renegades? Aren't they the original people from Markarth? I don't remember the actual name, it's been some winter since I played it. The Renegades, like the, I forget, now I can't think of what they're called, just the Reachmen? The Forsworn? Is that who you're talking about? When I was downloading the script add-on things for Novus, I was shocked at the amount of downloads for a mod that does nothing but but makes Serana able to be married. You know, it really says something about the community as a whole that people don't quite understand consent in this community. Pretty interesting. I mean, like, yeah, Serana's definitely the best companion in this game, hands down. One of the best written characters in this game as well. But man, lots of horny people. Speaking of the community, have you ever played Enderal? No. What is Enderal? Okay, I'm gonna turn... Oh, actually, Lydia, you need to...
I'll head back home if you
go home. Hold on, we're gonna run away from Arngeir. Hold on, bro, I'm trying to record some footage. Okay, so I need to get some stuff that Arngeir is gonna say for the video, so I'm gonna mute my mic for a second.
So, a Dragonborn appears at this moment in the turning of the age.
What's up, Joey? Good to see you in the chat.
First, let us see if you truly are Dragonborn. Let us taste of your voice.
Okay, I guess I didn't need what he was saying.
With the power of your voice.
How do you how do you use shouts on PC? Settings, gameplay. No controls. Z, okay.
Dragonborn, it is you.
There we go.
Welcome to High Hrothgar. I am Master Arngeir. I speak for the Greybeards. Now, tell me, Dragonborn, why have you come here? We are here to guide you in that pursuit, just as the Greybeards have sought to guide those of the dragon blood that came before you. You are not the first. There have been many of the dragon blood since Akatosh first bestowed that gift upon mortal kind. Whether you are the only dragonborn of this age, that is not ours to know. You are the only one that has been revealed thus far. That is all I can say.
Okay, that's the footage that I needed from Arngeir. Now I need to go progress the main quest a little bit longer, but I needed that sentence right there.
We are the Greybeards, followers of the... You stand in...
Skip the rest of
Here
this.
we commune with the voice of the... We are honored to welcome a dragonborn to High Hrothgar. We will do our best to teach you how to use your gift in fulfillment of your destiny. That is for you to discover. We can show you the way, but not your destination. You have shown that you are dragonborn. You have the inborn gift. But do you have the discipline and temperament to follow the path laid out for you? That remains to be seen. Without training, you have already taken the first steps towards projecting...
Gonna be doing Legends or anything after you get your footage? I don't know if people would be interested to see that. I'm sure that we have some people in the chat that have never played Legends today.
Speak in the language of dragons. Thus, your dragon blood gives you an inborn ability to learn.
But I think for now we've definitely got a lot more to go through of Skyrim.
As you master each word, your shout will become progressively stronger.
This section of the game is always so glitchy for me. It takes him so long to put down anything on the floor. Didn't even know Legends existed prior to subbing to your channel, honestly. Yeah, I think that's the case with a lot of people. Bethesda did a very poor job at marketing it, and then they dumped development of it 2 years into its life cycle. 3 years into its life cycle, something like that. Played it a good bit in 2017 and 18. Yeah, I played it a lot in 2017, and then I played it a lot in 2019, and then it died. It was actually on my birthday. they announced that the game was dead. I always say not to say dead. It is not a dead game because it still has a consistent player base, but it's not being supported anymore. It's in maintenance mode. Which does mean there's a chance that it could be pulled out of maintenance mode at some point, but there would need to be a big enough community push for that, and I don't think that there's going to be one at this point, unfortunately. Even though I think it is a very fun game. But at that point too, Fallout Shelter had been out, and I think that Bethesda was trying to put more focus on Fallout. I mean, they've been trying to put more focus on Fallout for the past like 5 years. So, because it's more easily marketable. They've got the Vault Boy that they can use for that. Do you take the mythical tales in the lore at face value? Stuff like Wolfhearth literally swallowing a sword, Malekith poop, or literally everything Vivek swears it's true to his story, like him and Mel. There's a lot of stuff in the lore that I do think is meant to be taken literally. But there's a lot of the stuff that you mentioned like that definitely not supposed to be taken literally. It's fun to talk about. In a literal sense, like the fact that the orcs are Malekith's, or not Malekith's poop, but Boethiah's poop. Pretty funny, but I don't think stuff like that can be taken super literally. The book The Guardian and the Traitor is a great example. I had to go over that very in depth for the Mirac video that I did, but there's a sentence in that book talking about how Mirak and Valak the Jailer, from their fight, it said that Solstheim ripped off of the mainland, and that's how it became an island, or something like that. And the author of that book states this is like basically not supported by anything other than the myth, so we shouldn't take it as fact. So there are moments like that in the lore where they'll tell us like this is not supposed to be taken literally. And you find that too with like there's a famous thing in the Roman Emperor. There's I forget what it's called. I wish I could have the exact name for you, but Emperor Augustus had this whole thing made about how great his empire was under him and all the amazing things that he did. But you always have to check your biases. You always have to check your sources. Like, if Augustus is telling us things that he did that are so great, he's probably a little bit biased, right? So just check like who was sources written by, what the developer's intention is with telling that story, and I don't know. There's a lot to take into account, I suppose. Trinimac Malakath village villain origin story is too hilarious for me not to. Yeah, and that's totally fair. I always loved this part, because you can run through the gate.
Stand next to me. Master Bori will open the gate. Use your whirlwind sprint to pass through before it closes.
Come on. Oh, let me go. Ah, there we go. Oh, did it not work? No, there we go.
A new Thuum is astonishing. I'd heard the stories of the abilities of Dragonborn, but to see it for myself?
I thought it was this easy for everyone.
No, indeed not. But beware that your skill does not outstrip your wisdom. You are now ready for your last trial. Retrieve the horn of Jürgen Windcaller, our founder, from his tomb in the ancient fane of Ustengrav. Remain true to the way of the voice. You will return.
Okay.
Breath and focus.
Move my chat down again. Really wish all the shouts had their own cooldown so that the player could use shouts more. I think... Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you mean. Like when you use Stormcall or something, it wouldn't take 300 seconds for you to use Unrelenting Force. I support that. I think that'd be fun. They could have longer timers then, as well. Let's see. Okay, back to the Whiterun stables. My Tesla hot take is that Oriel rebranded to Akatosh and became Mankind's defender because the aliens basically cheated on him with the Daedra and he got jealous. So jealous he sided with the humans. I actually like that. I think that's a cool theory.
Where do you want to go?
Let's go to... not Windhelm, god damn it. Well, I guess we're going to Windhelm now.
Ever been to Windhelm? Oldest city in Skyrim by some accounts. They say the big old palace there was built by
Yeah, long cooldown shouts are kind of useless. Slot 3 at a time, and maybe you can upgrade it through Greybeard quests. Yeah, I think that like a hotkey swapping system that's better than the one that they have now could have been super cool for this game. Like how in Fallout they added that thing where you can just go up on the D-pad and quick swap to different weapons during combat is cool. Okay, well, everybody say hello to Windhelm, and then we're gonna say goodbye.
I can take you to... Where do you want to go?
I guess we do need to come to Windhelm later. We'll go Solitude.
And we'll be off. First time to Solitude? Beautiful old city, capital of Skyrim, but I'm sure you already...
I don't think there's a single doubt though that Skyrim's combat could have been much better. Even like a dodge button would be nice. Doesn't have to be like a From Software dodge roll or anything crazy, but just like a little sidestep would have been cool. Would have been cool if the Horn of Jurgen Windcaller was an upgrade to shouts instead of a glorified paperweight. You know, unfortunately, it's not even a glorified paperweight. It's just a paperweight. Thing is so boring. Is that bottle of Balmora Blue down here, or do you have to wait? I think you have to wait. I played the Skyrim survival mode, I want to say it was like 3 years ago. Made me fear ever going under the water, so I was going to get like hypothermia. Okay, I do need to get my HUD back so I can see. Love to see what story they do for Test 6. I have no expectations. I think that's the safest thing. Just expect it to be horrible. And then when you get it, you'll finally like it. They are actually not always roughly 200 years apart. That's a new thing. So Elder Scrolls 3 takes place 6 or 7 years before Oblivion. And I believe Elder Scrolls 2 is something to like 20 to 30 years before. Why can't I think of it? Before. What am I trying to say? I just had like a factory reset. Elder Scrolls 3 is 20 years after Daggerfall, is what I was trying to say, I think. I don't know. My brain just melted right there. Holy shit. Well, and I was thinking it'd be really cool to have the next Elder Scrolls game be in Valenwood or be in the Aldmeri Dominion somewhere, because then we could get like a look at how the elves see things instead of the Nords. We could have like a resistance group formed, and maybe take down the Thalmor from the inside. Never knew that. That's okay. Perfectly fine to not know stuff. Honestly, the most honest thing that you can do when confronted with something you don't know is to just say you don't know it. It's one of my biggest pet peeves is when people like pretend that they know stuff, you know? Because then you're never going to learn. I feel like kind of underexplained it. Oh, sorry, I didn't read what you said about Enderall. My bad. I feel like I kind of underexplained Enderall from before. It's a game using Skyrim's engine, and it's very existential, but really well-written RPG. It also improves on Skyrim's combat. Nice. I will have to give it a check. Somerset Isle would be amazing. Yeah, I think it could be done very well, but that would definitely make Bethesda have to write a good story around it. Plus, I mean, you can just check through the comments on the Thalmor video that I made. A lot of people don't like the High Elves, so I don't know if it would be a good choice for them. I feel like current Bethesda can't make a good Somerset. Yeah. Or Black Marsh. Oh my god, I would love to see a Black Marsh game. I'm of the opinion that Bethesda should do more spin-offs, though. I think Black Marsh would be the perfect game for a spin-off. Wonder if we'll ever see any setting outside of Tamriel. I think a DLC would be great for Akavir. Set the game in, I don't know, somewhere on the east coast of Tamriel. I guess there's only like 2 options really, but you could have a voyage over to Akavir, maybe following in the footsteps of the Nerevarine. Tried that in the late 90s, didn't do too well. Yeah, but it's a different time. Like after After the success of Skyrim, I think them not capitalizing on that was a big mistake. The only thing I really wish for in Test 6 is a DLC set in Solstheim. That is a very... that'd be so original, you know? I do kind of, I think it'd be fun for them to have this trend, though, where they always go back on one of the DLCs. So, like, Elder Scrolls 3, we went to Solstheim, we went to Mournhold. Which also is crazy, they made an entire DLC out of just a city. Like, I wish they'd do something like that again. Where's my Tess RTSR set during the Great War? Dude, this is what I'm saying. Yes, we need Elder Scrolls style games set in other genres, because the fantasy series of it can stay the same, but we could get different gameplay out of it. We could get a different enjoyment out of it. There is, if you guys have played Crusader Kings 2 or 3, there's a mod, I think it's pretty popular, it's called Elder Kings, and it just mods it so that way it's like Tamriel. It'd be unironically so good. Yeah, I think they could do... So here's some ideas I've had in the past for spin-off Elder Scrolls games. Because I think their problem before was that they were just making other smaller TES games. You need to branch out and widen your audience, that way TES can be a more recognizable brand. So like, I think you could do a stealth game in the Elder Scrolls, similar to like Dishonored. But you make that game like you're an agent in the Thieves Guild or the Dark Brotherhood or something, and you're just assassinating targets, and you just write an entire Elder Scrolls side quest, but you write it to be its own spin-off game. And that could have been what the void of like no content could have been filled with for the past few years. Imagine doing an Elder Scrolls character action where you play as Pelennor and Airtime combo aliens. Be pretty sick. A game or DLC set entirely within the walls of the Imperial City during a siege. They could set it during the siege of the Imperial City. Personally, I want more like modern lore though. I don't want to go back and tread old things, because that's unfortunately what we've been doing for the past, oh god, 8-9 years, something like that, since the release of Dragonborn. Maybe it's been 11 years, I don't know, but we need some forward progression. That's why I was so excited for the Elder Scrolls Blades, because I thought we were going to get like some new lore detailing what the Blades have done since Skyrim, but it turned out that that game takes place like, I don't know, 20 years before Skyrim even, so all that they've done outside of the main games recently is just retread old ground. That I'm curious to see, I've always wondered this, but I always forget where the door is. Can you get through this with a wooden plate? Oh wait. Never mind. A romance light novel set with the lusty Argonian maid. Have you guys ever read the Elder Scrolls books? Like the actual books that they wrote? They're by Greg Keyes. It's called The Infernal City and the Lord of Souls. There's 2 of them. They're novels. I really wish they didn't use frost magic. I hate frost magic. It's so obnoxious. Guess I could use some of my perk points to make this a little bit easier. Just thinking of buying them the other day. Is it any good? I like both of them. I think they're pretty cool. I don't want to spoil too much about what goes on in them, but they're very neat. They take place, I want to say it's 4th Era 72, so it's a bit after Oblivion, but a bit before the Great War. And there's multiple characters, so there's not just like one person that you're following. There is like kind of a few standout characters from the group that they follow more than the other ones, but you get specific chapters from specific characters' points of view, and they all bounce around the same event. I've read the first one, I think, twice. I've only read the second one once, so I liked them though. Steel sword. I always think I can make this. I think you can actually over here, right? It's gonna be sketchy. Nope, I made it. Cool. We do need to get the best shout in the game from down there. Can we still parkour this? Quick save. Oh, look at that. Spin-off game in Akavir, maybe? Would be very cool. I'd love to know more about the civilized races over in Akavir. I forget what the guys are called. The name's not coming to me right now, but the ice golem guys. They can like freeze themselves and they thaw out in the summer and then they go and wreak havoc upon Akavir, and then in the wintertime they just go back and freeze again. Have Uriel the Fifth. Some part of that. Yeah. Easily. Easily could be included. Oh, damn it. Felonal Whitestrake Revengeance sounds so sick. Like Metal Gear Metal Gear Rising. No, Metal Gear Revengeance, that's the name of that. Easy peasy. You're gonna get some better armor at some point. Okay. This is just a cool shot. I think I'm gonna get this. Okay, so what's always tripped me up about this location here is this says Wind Collar right here in Daedric. I don't know why it's in Daedric. It's very bizarre. So it's like a Nordic tomb, and then there's Daedric etching in there. Anyone know what it says? It says Windcaller. So it just says Jurgen Windcaller's last name. Not sure about the rest of the community, but I'm more excited for the larger Skyrim mods that will be released in the next years than Test 6. Yeah. I mean, Skyblivion's looking pretty good. If Bethesda were nice, they would help those people out. Is this the way? This is the way. Yeah, JD, I can read Daedric, so we're chilling. It's unfortunately a skill that I have. Okay. We'll go over here. What's that, oh dude, what's that video? Hold on, I gotta find it really quick. Okay, Jonathan, this is for you if I can get this to play. I gotta figure out how to change my scene though. Okay, can I swap it?
But, you bring the stuff?
It's right here, huh?
Show it.
It's
Show
right,
it.
it's right here.
Show it.
It's right here.
Show it.
It's right there.
Did that show up? I don't know if that showed up. But that was for you, Jonathan. Moo. Okay, let's get back to the game. What's some cool stuff you found lore-wise reading Daedric? Oh shit, they're here. Video didn't show, but still pissed your pants laughing. Okay, good. What the hell was that? I'll try to get it on screen in a second. Oh shit, I need my HUD for this fight. No thanks. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, I'm so underleveled for this shit. You're just gonna kill everyone in Riverwood. Okay, now we can go on to the actual important thing here. Where'd I put it? Oh, that's what I need to do. I need to turn this off. Turn this on.
But.
Is it still not showing? No, it's showing. Okay, good.
But, you bring the stuff.
It's right here, huh?
Show it.
It's
Show
right,
it.
it's right here.
Show it.
It's right here.
Show it.
It's right there.
Okay, that's it. Oh no, Alvor's dead. Rest in peace. So back to back to the Daedric thing. There are, thank you. There are a lot of things in, oh God. ESO. Brain had another meltdown. There's a lot of things in ESO that go unnoticed, like there's Daedric writing throughout Cold Harbor that you can read.
You're that visitor been poking around.
Mehrunes Dagon has some Daedric stuff written in Oblivion and the Deadlands.
Attic room.
I'll have to go through it at some point.
Well, we don't have an attic room, but you can have the one on the left. Make yourself at home.
I like how she says the one on the left, like there's two. It's right here. Oh shit. I want to unrelenting, or not unrelenting force. I want a whirlwind sprint out of here. But...
So you're the dragon. I think you're. We need to talk. Follow me.
Ooh, orcish bow. She didn't like that.
We got rooms and food. Drink, too.
Gotta take the wooden plate.
Ain't much else to tell. Put that down.
Close the door. Now we can talk.
I always try to jump over her head here. Oh. Spawned in front of me.
The Greybeards seem to think you're the Dragonborn. I hope they're right. I hope so, but you'll forgive me if I don't assume that something's true just because the Greybeards say so.
Just wish we had the Dwemer translations. Yeah, I don't know of any books that help in translating that. The Daedric alphabet's pretty easy because it's just it's a replacement for.
And now you have it. No
it's a replacement for English letters.
I knew the
and so most of the Daedric writing that you see even in Oblivion is just English words rewritten in the Daedric language. There are words like Kinreave and stuff that are Daedric in origin, but those have more of a specific meaning.
I'm part of a group that's been looking for you. Well, someone like you, for a very long time. If you really are Dragonborn, that is. Before I tell you any more, I need to make sure I can trust you. I shouldn't let you walk out of here knowing what you know.
What are my thoughts on Delphine? She is very
you know where
boring.
To find me when you change your
very,
mind.
very boring.
Because you will. You have to.
What did I just say to her?
Group that's been if you really are Dragonborn, that is. Before I tell you if you don't trust me, you were a fool to walk. We remember you're the only. Can you do it? Can you devour a dragon's soul? Good, and you'll have a chance to prove it. We remember what most don't, that the Dragonborn is the ultimate dragon slayer. You're the only one that can kill a dragon permanently by devouring its soul.
Okay.
Yes, we're very old enemies, but that isn't important right now. Dragons aren't. They weren't. Now something's happening to bring them back to life. few years ago, I said almost the same thing.
It's the nicest thing I've ever heard anyone say about her. I mean, she's just very misguided. Like, she doesn't.
And you're going to kill.
I don't like that she immediately jumps to conclusions here. Okay, I need to stop clicking the same thing. I don't like how she immediately assumes that the Thalmor are the ones behind this. She's kind of like crazy conspiracy about it. Yeah, she's definitely. I mean, she comes across as a bitch. Like, let's be honest. But even aside from that, like, if she was a cool character, or if she had some better lore behind her, I guess I could appreciate her more. Because I mean, if Dareloth proves anything, it's that being annoying and being a bitch can be a hilarious character trait to have. But she just comes across as being like, I don't know. The fact that she like tries to boss you around and tell you what to do is, it comes across as annoying to most players. I'm not really that offended by it, but...
You're not serious.
What happened?
Sure I am. We got some furs and tree branches, paint them white, and then tie them to stone.
You're kind
Instant
of
frostbite
fuzzy.
spider.
What's wrong with you?
Dareloth is the best. Yes, he is.
Pines Grove is this way. We can travel together or split up and meet there. Your choice.
Okay, well, I think I'm going to have to end things here. But I will definitely go live sometime soon again. This was fun, being able to talk to all you guys. We had a good turnout. And yeah, when next we come back, I'll be trying to gather more footage. We need to go to... we need to at least go up to the throat of the world and talk to Paarthurnax, so we've got a bit more to go here. And I'll probably just kill Alduin this playthrough as well. We'll see how far we get, but thanks to everybody for coming out. Very fun. Thanks for doing this, of course. Yep. You guys all take it easy as well. Peace out.